Fire, what you saying?
Yes, I give thanks to life. Ballad and the dread, fire burning.
We are here again. Ballhead and the dread. Give thanks for everyone been supporting the thing from those times to now. Fire, let the people know about the new tune you have there.
Yes, a tune filled with gratitude called Rise with the Sun. Yeah, man, the official music video out now. It's music out on all platforms. Yeah, man, check it out.
Make sure you support the thing. The link there is in the description. Fire, what we're reasoning about today still?
Why? The topic here have so much different variations that we not even know how to phrase it. But really, I think we really are talking about a major gap where we realize I really need to be filled right now, because you have these things now where a lot of parents I come around and I give them you things for fill the gap of areas where them lacking in. See? So them, some would really have phrased it right off the top of my head, because yes, so much things are going on with parents that tell us how them are going to get these things, consumerism type of items or products, give it towards them youth, and them not transferring the knowledge. So them try buy for makeup and please and feel good within themselves, but them really I tell themselves a lie. So
is it the quote I always hear? I'm giving my child what I didn't have. That's
exactly.
the realms you're going.
Exactly. You give your child we never have, but you give them material product, but where the knowledge there? Since you said the thing I dwindle down.
And it's I think it's a generational thing where has numerous consequences, that ideology. For those of you unfamiliar with what we're talking about, you may be doing it, you may have heard of it, and you may have observed it. Modern parents have this idea that they're going to provide their children with everything they didn't have. But usually when they say that, the things that they're providing are usually material things, whether some form of clothing, whether some form of experience, when I say experience, I mean like entertainment, whether some form, especially electronics. That's the thing, right? So parents feel because they didn't have 5 pair of sneakers in their closet, the child should have the 5 pair of sneakers in their closet. And the parent didn't have the latest gadgets, now the child should have the latest gadgets. And there's a fundamental issue with this behavior because one, they're grooming children to be mindless consumers. They're grooming children to be entitled, because a lot of times they're receiving this stuff for nothing, right? Whether they're not living up to certain standards of the household, especially school. I see it a lot with schools in regards to you have children who are failing their classes, not giving any effort in school, but they're constantly being provided these material things. And it creates a little mishmash in their brain because now they're under the impression that they should be receiving these things regardless of what. And that's a terrible lesson that they are getting moving forward into life, you know. And parents need to reevaluate parenting techniques, because me personally, I believe this action is done from a selfish standpoint, not necessarily think about the child. One, it's kind of taking the place of actual parenting, which is a very hard job. Respect to all the parents out there that deal with the thing 24/7, right? So if I just give my child all the latest technological devices and just push them in the room and don't be bothered with anything, me as a parent, I actually don't have to engage with the child and actually be a parent. On another level, with the consumption ideology we have as a society, the parent feels fulfilled meeting their consumption quota through the child. So their parents couldn't, they may have had to wear a non-brand sneaker growing up, and their child would never wear a non-brand sneaker growing up. But what's oddly enough is that they're making their child soft in a sense, because the child's not going to do. We all know fire if you're in certain environments, you're going to get to pick on that type of vibe. But I think it's a good thing to a certain extent, because it kind of builds up character and lets you know how to deal with adversity and get through society. So if you always have the latest stuff and you're getting this false praise because you have the latest stuff, what type of character, what type of grit can you deal with? Because when somebody says something, how you going to respond?
Yeah, your mind now surrounded by that product. So you see the moment you get the touch from the product as a youth now, you start become a monster, you know. So we're gonna even break out and show you how that lead to a whole heap of criminality too. Can it start from the parents then? Because we see it now, we have live proof of that, but we're gonna backtrack a bit. What did I just say? Because I just say a crucial point. Crucial point. All right, I give a perfect example for you expound on the point where you make already. The other day, I have a conversation with a man, and him not say him mute them in a couple weeks. So him say, so me ask him about the youth them, if the youth them good. Him I say, yeah man, them good enough. Here was the next part type. Them have everything with them want, man. The youth them good, them have everything, you know, them good enough. So I say, what is everything? I say, yeah man, them have everything, man. Them have clothes, them have shoes, man. Them no want nothing, you know. Me I quote him. Them no want nothing, them good.
So they don't want no time with their father?
They don't want that, right? That is where me I get to. So if them have every single thing, but yet still the timing from them father is not included in that everything, then what is everything? That means that everything has to be related on a materialistic level. So you see, these are the things where we are pumping at the youth their mind. So there is no love and affection, there is no reasoning, there is no development truly mentally, so them can't learn. No knowledge, not transfer from what we would have towards the youth them, because everything what them supposed to have, them have it in a materialistic sense. And remember, I don't know if you're familiar with that story. I think it was like around 3 years ago. A girl, she was 8 years old. She committed suicide. 8 years old, she committed suicide. And she committed suicide. Then this is in Jamaica. And when she committed suicide, everybody say, oh, she wicked. She wicked, 8 years old, you know. She wicked. She never shot at nothing. She have everything what she want. Again, you hear the same thing come up again? She have every single thing what she want.
I just want to cut you real quick when people say that. How they know she have everything they want and they done nothing in the household, don't know what's going in the household, Fire?
Because everything with them, when them say everything, you know, as we are mentioned again with the first example, you know, that everything don't include affection, it don't include time, because here what is the common denominator again with this? The time, because in that article, that mother was a single mother. That mother was working very hard, working like more than 8 hour shift, straight through. So that was a common thing again, just like the same version in the first one. So let's check it out now. The youth them not have no time, but them have everything. And if time is not included, that simply means that the youth them not develop, them grow themselves. And develop themselves. So the mental stability is not there, and I suffer now. We can say this thing now start develop a whole heap of criminality, because when them get everything now, guess what now? 1 to 1 time them start grow up and develop now, and you can provide them this quote unquote everything, which is materialistic. Where you think they're gonna get it from? That everything have to come from somebody else, you know. So when a woman walk on the road
and they got bad credit, that's what they got. If they're not in the Fire, listen to this, yo. Listen to this. If they're not in the criminality, they got bad credit. Listen to this right now, right? Not saying previous, I just want to bring up time, because I know somebody going to say this in the comment thing or something. Yes, the previous generation didn't give time, right? Because they was busy. And parenting has evolved into some friendship business right now, right? So, but they give you them lessons, and they give you guidance, and they give you principles that you could survive out here. Modern day parents not giving their kids no principles for them to survive out there. It's a friendship vibe. So through the friendship vibe now, there's no guidance and correction, because woe unto you if you correct your child and tell them what they need to do to thrive out here, Fire. You get what I'm saying? I ain't talking about no mindless beatings and no frustration, Fire. I'm talking about real parenting, letting the kids know right from wrong. And that tie into this thing, because not only are parents not teaching their children right from wrong, they teaching them I don't want to say that they're teaching them. They're providing them with things that takes away from their ability to understand the concept of working for things, their ability to understand things take time. Because right now, the way I preach and observe it, a lot of parents gonna have their kids living with them for the rest of their life, yo. And I hope they're not mad, because they're the ones that groom that child not to be independent to do anything. Hey, Fi, you know right now, all right, so you know, like say kindergarten, a parent would talk to a teacher, right? But as grades, as you get older, it kind of decrease. You got a thing with parents pressuring senior teachers, your child 18, and you're talking to parents about your child, what your child doing, defending the child. You have parents speaking to college professors, fire, complaining to them about their child. Also, employers. Anyone who's listening as a manager and you experience this, please comment. You have parents, the child come to work late, right? The parent defending the child while the child late.
Then, all right. Then when I say recently in Jamaica again, because we have so much examples to get them, I feel like sometimes the life example them is necessary because a lot of people contest all of these facts when it is right there in front of them eyes. Because I don't know, probably is a guilt within themselves why them contest these facts. You have the soldier them. We realized recently in a JDF and you see the article, them are complaining about the sun. Them are complaining about the training. These are soldiers, you know. Remember, soldiers supposed to go through them type of training they have. And them are complaining about this and them mother, and these are and a couple mothers were complaining and write complaints towards the actual organization. So it just go to show you fire that simply means that all of the roughness where I want supposed to have the discipline, where I want supposed to have all of these things gone. And you gone why? Because we give in to some of the things that I feel like to the youth, them not supposed to go through no form of tribulation, or the youth, them not supposed to go through no form of thing where I get them right in order and make them have a type of structure where can develop them mentally, physically, and every type of direction. No, because the youth them have, and now here it do now, it's setting a type of expectation. So you see the youth them feel like them entitled to everything.
If I want to tell you, right? Modern parenting, and not all parents, so don't come with this foolishness about we generalizing fire. If it apply to you, apply to you. If it don't apply to you, then don't say nothing. We don't want to clear that. That thing kind of, I can't reason with people every time you say something. It's not me. Obviously, it's you if you commenting, right? So, modern parenting creates emotionally immature, self-entitled, lazy human beings that will not be able to function on their own in society, right? They don't have a concept of going out and getting anything for themselves. They really struggle with adversity. They're very risk averse. They do not want to try anything where there's a probability of it not working out. If you talk to any current employer, they'll tell you it is extremely hard to find young employees to do their basic job. Everything is an excuse. They can't take any form of constructive criticism, fire. And it's a real, one would argue we have a parenting crisis, but we have a crisis amongst the younger generation, fire. You can't tell a man, hey, if I played college basketball, right? I have some of the roughest coaches out there. I mean, some of it was a little extreme in regards to verbal abuse. If some of these young people was there, they probably jump off a bridge, Joe. Because they can't take no type of, they can't take someone telling them that it's not good enough or you need to improve. It's really a baby in society because in it, you know where it start? It start with this thing where every kid get an award at a sporting event. I think that's when the thing started going astray. Because when I was growing up, fire, the best player got an MVP and it stopped there. It was no other conversation. The fact that you're giving everyone an award and they're not good enough starts that whole entitlement vibe. I'm entitled to the prize when I'm not a prize fighter or I don't have the skill to get the prize. And it leaks. Sense of
mediocrity.
Mediocrity is actually
mediocrity,
and awarded, right? Because if you have the best kid and the kid that can't even do nothing getting an award, doesn't also the value kind of decline from the kid who's getting an award also that really deserves it if everybody else getting it? Because what's the uniqueness of it if everybody else got it?
And because here we now start happening, you see this inclusion thing, because I realize this inclusion thing. Remember, say, if I think about it, the way our society has said, it always trickle along upon the parenting, And that's really the thing we're going on, because I realize society have this inclusion policy now where everybody have to be included in this or that, regardless if one is an expert in an area, regardless if one get themselves knowledgeable in a particular area. So it starts trickle along in the household. And these same parents now, with these entitled, when them youth get so entitled, and them parents never give them any form of direction, where you feel like now, that's why majority of parents now, might not want to admit it still, but una and the youth them can't agree. There's no agreement or no discussion can be held with a parent, average parent right now, and them youth, because what? It got turn in an argument. And it will turn in an argument, and it will spawn from the same source. Same source, because you create these problems, and then you don't know how to get yourself out of these problems. Because even when a little youth don't get a birthday party, and them cry because them don't get a birthday party, it sounds simple now, oh yeah, he's used to a party, so that's the reason why he's crying. Nothing is wrong with that. Of course, something is wrong. Because when you get entitled to a birthday party, remember say no, when we look on children activity, it seems simple, because you might buy them a cake, you go out and get them some small decoration or some cartoon that you have them watching. When they become an adult now, these things can show them have substance or them are abused now, so that thing tied into the thing now, because as an adult, them expected to have substance abuse, because that is the main thing. You go to a party, if there's no alcohol, remember say everybody want to go back at them yard, because everybody come to a party, them expect to see alcohol. So that's part of substance abuse. That's a next discussion though. Because people can't party without that substance.
Grooming people for certain behaviors based on the environment and the expectation.
All right. So if you come to a party now and them reach a level, our youth is 20, 23, 24, 25, and them got them there at this level now, them not have a money for a party, them don't have anything to make things happen. What do you think can happen? And the same thing is happening because them forget these things, and them forget it by a particular means. And if them can't get it by that particular means, them go overboard, and that again
bad credit to
criminality.
Go back to bad credit. No, I hear the criminality. I think majority of people will just deal with the bad credit. Yes, you have a part of the crew that's going to deal with the criminality.
Well, I miss a criminality too, Me not even a reference to a one way. Me talk about just a mindset, because a criminal mindset is a criminal mindset, I mean, say them go shoot and kill directly, But even when I talk about bad credit, it's a criminal mindset, and a lot of people don't want to think about it, When you always go treat yourself to debt. Remember debt, DEBT and DEATH is the same thing, because they got all the hostage, and you treat yourself towards debt fire. You still have a criminal mindset, because you're getting something that you know you cannot afford. So when the same thing like a robbery, don't feel like you eat up on a card and the system have the system have you for a particular reason, because them can benefit off of your interest rate wise. But if you think from your perspective, you are getting something that you cannot afford. You're not getting it out of necessity, but you're getting it because you just out of wants and entitlement. So from your perspective, it's a criminal mentality.
And it's a deeper conversation people don't want to have, but I think people should reevaluate having children, right? There's this expectation that you should have children. Most people are not fit to be parents. It is what it is, because it's a tremendous sacrifice and it's a tremendous level of maturity that you're always growing into being a parent. And I guess with anything, what I've learned is this, right? And I'm not saying I'm perfect. I have my faults and I'm growing like everyone else, but I can say I am working to grow. That's one thing, right? When we speak about, all these terms about growth and working towards something, we never talk about working on personal relationships, and we never talk about working on being a parent. All work is spoken about career, right? I'm trying to work to build this up or grow in this, not as a person, sometimes as a person, but definitely not as a relationship. And what I've noticed is that the more effort I've put into being a better husband and a better parent has made me a better husband and a better parent. You get what I'm saying? Because it's like you're really putting that work in. And it's not saying if you're a good parent, the child gonna come out great. It is what it is, right? But at the same token, you can know that you really did provide the child with what the child needed. Not what you think the child needed or what society tells you the child needed, but really what the child needed, which is time and nurture and guidance. I don't care what iPad you want to get, what PS3, whatever number they on, iPhone. There is no substitution for time and that consistency. You know, and I'm aware, let's put it out there. I'm aware of the schedule and the economic situation of many people, unfortunately, doesn't allow for that because you work all day and you come home and it's unfortunate. So this doesn't apply to you. This applies to people who actually have time because let's be reality. Majority of people don't have time to be a parent based on the economic situation. America is an anti-family country. I don't care how much commercials they want to have with people hooking up with their families. It's an anti-family country. The way it's structured is anti-family. They don't give time for the family. You can't ask a man to go leave 6 in the morning and get back at 8 p.m. and spend time with their family.
But even so be case to sometime, you know, it's sometime when we get to realize, you know, even ones who busy, you know, still can make time in a particular way, but them still have an excuse because check the levels when a parent tell us that them work all day and then now them spend them have time for go spend with them youth and them go watch a series or them go check a friend because them so busy and I just need to get a relief same way at the time but them have no if put back into them youth, you know, but them use it as an excuse again. So you see the prioritization is something we have to look into same way because we realize as a people we're not used to sacrifice to, you know. And that's the next part where I contribute to all of these things. And that's why it did not make we have give the youth them more entitlement now because there is no sacrifice. I once don't know say, all right, a youth parents can even financially stable all across the board and them still no sacrifice, you know. Because sacrifice must come in a financial form, you know. It come in a manner where you have to teach them say, these are the things where you have to accomplish in order to get these particular results. I feel like enough I know the youth them because of the direction where the parent them shift them. Them not really know what it means for put forward any form of sacrifice and get towards a particular result because if I want it, it will be there for me. But why is it there for me in the first place? Was it there for me because I deserved it? You see me, or is it there for me because my mother or my father have a particular guilt within themselves that they don't live up to this parental standard? So they provide that for me simply just to make me carry on. So my entitlement carry on. The lack of parenting on their behalf carry on. And then nobody don't improve. There is no evolution within the parenting children's structure. And I them think they may become a problem.
And also, the same example that you said in regards to receiving stuff, it strips the children, the hunger away from children. And it's across the board fight. This is across demographics, economics, cultures, right? This entitlement is definitely a disease that's spreading across the youth. And like, if you talk to people in different industries, also with coaches are having a hard time finding players because it's so emotional. You know, you can't say anything to them. It's a total breakdown. And I'm not saying that people don't suffer from mental illness. I'm not saying depression isn't a real thing. But a lot of people who identify as experiencing depression, they're truly not. They're experiencing a basic human trait, right, where people have ups and downs. And everything is so dramatic. Everything is life-ending. You get what I'm saying? And it's like they're kind of, and I know every man, it's not to discredit now. I want to clear up now. I'm not discrediting people's experiences and their emotions, but there needs to be a balance in regards to perspective, right? So how can you have two parents in the household, food in the house, lights, water, electricity, iPhone and video games, and it's the end of the world because you didn't get the one thing that you had? But that's what it really come down to a lot of times, Fire. It's just like they have this expectation of this utopia about life. Everything has to be perfect. Everything, I have to get it right now. And if anything doesn't work out, it's just this emotional breakdown. So how is that person going to function as an adult with that type of fire? I remember, you know what I know, I heard a lot from my parents? No. You get what I'm saying? No. Yo, can I get that? No. If you want to get it, you figure out you going to go work or something. I don't think you should be buying your teenagers. Personally, I don't think you should be buying no teenager nothing. You know? They should be working for it, Fire. Personally. You know, I don't think you should be buying a teenager anything because I think, and I give thanks for my experience because Fire was working. You get what I'm saying?
When they say buy a teenager, no, the one that kind of sound vague, you know, that need some.
I mean, in regards
clarity.
To like, all right. So when I say buy a teenager something, right? So in regards to like, you know, basic things that they need, like maybe school clothes or that type of vibe, but extra sneakers and video games and all that stuff, they would have to work for it and instill it to them. You shouldn't just be giving your child certain things. Now, if the child is excelling at certain things and you have certain expectations for the child in regards to certain achievements, yes. But just this constantly getting things for the sake of getting things, and they're idle, not doing nothing, that's a no-go fire.
And as funny as they said, that's still there. You know, say, I find say a lot of people may have problem with the statement there. But era now, because you see the average mind where I listen to the conversation here, the average mind that is, when I say everybody will listen to it, and the average mind, it not sit well with them. Because from the perspective where them know it, is them been getting things, and them been getting things not knowing why them getting things. So them mind can't fathom this something way, something way. So that's why I'm saying need clarity.
Oh, fire. Continue what you're saying to us, because one part I want to touch on. Let me write it down. So
you see what I say? That's why I'm saying more make sure so I give them clarity on that, because when time I want to hear them type of talk, that one can put in a perspective, say, okay, this is why I must say that, is why I must say that, you know, because me see so much cases where youth and youth no know nothing. They don't know anything at all, but yet still them getting all of these incentives. According to my mindset, when a person get incentive, them get an incentive for a particular action. And I can't understand how one get incentive for even, as a matter of fact, I see youth digress. Them progress, no schoolwork now get done, no reasoning now get done, no reading now get done. Them progress get altered. Them, as a matter of fact, them behavior out of control. But yet still because of the same guilt. Because this guilt thing, you know, and this guilt thing I contribute to what type of thing for you. From the parental end.
The guilt, and there's a next aspect we want to talk about. Parents competing with other parents. And that's flopping the thing too, because their insecurity and their arrogance. My kid have this. We went here. We did this, but the kid can't read. Kid don't know basic mathematics. So it's best you save the trip and get the child a tutor. It's best you save the money for the whatever expensive sneaker and get the child a tutor and get the child some help so the child could be on a level. Because you're more concerned with presentation. Your child have all these expensive things and all these things, but they don't know how to conduct themselves. They don't know manners and no principle and no discipline. You get what I'm saying? So right now, all the things we saying tie into another fundamental issue in regards to work. The parents themselves don't want to work. It's like a welfare parenting in a sense. Just giving somebody something for nothing. And it's not saying welfare a bad thing, so I want to clarify, but you know the context in which I'm saying it in regards to our kind of creative vibe, in a sense that you feel entitled to stuff, you know, when the state give you stuff. And these kids feel entitled to certain things that they themselves, any person listen to this. Parents could agree. Teachers could definitely agree. Coaches, mentor, because they all see it. I am deserving. Me generation. I am deserving. I deserve it because I did the most basic thing. So I deserve the grandest prize. So I want to let all the parents know, don't feel no way when your child living with you for the rest of your life, yo. Because it's numerous times from my young, I've been seeing women with their 40-year-old son at electronics store buying them a PlayStation, yo. No, it's facts. You think it's a joke? Still paying their bills and they wonder why.
Them I tell you, them I complain about the youth, them at the same token.
And hey,
the same token.
Let's burn one fire real quick. I want to stretch out this reasoning. A lot of people out there are hyping and carrying on like something going on fire. It's their parents still paying for these things, yo. 20, 30, 40, 50. That's why you can't be in no competition with no man, yo. Because you don't know where their things coming from. And those the same people that's going to hype up on you and look down and they getting help from their parents. Because every black person not struggling. Let's clear the air. We like this absolute, like every black person struggling. Every black person don't have help from their parents, but you have a lot of black people that get assistance from their parents. Whether it's inheriting a house, whether it's help with down payment, whether it's assistance with school. And those are the same ones that love hype up on people as if they're solely independent.
And then I have a next level of reasoning where on this, I just want to make sure I say clarify it, because I feel like sometimes the reasoning it moves so fast paced. Like when you see a man play football and Barcelona, one of them things, them are bounce, them call it tiki taka, them are bounce the ball so fast. You have to really in tune with the game to keep up. I feel like that's the reason is one type of them, because I see some of the reaction them to the reasoning them. But here one now. Say you are a materialistic person, because I know majority of human beings are materialistic. Right? Yeah. So, but nothing wrong if you nothing do wrong to give a child what they want or give them what we think that they want. All right. Fair enough. Because we have to work with the materialistic. You're living in a materialistic world. See? How do you draw the line between being materialist, just solely materialistic, and giving the child a development that they need? Because according to my knowledge, every generation should advance. You have different type of advancement. You have advancement of mentality. You have advancement of from the financial aspect of things. So if just give them, that simply means say the financial advancement are dwindle down because them not have the knowledge for build into business or add on any farmer structure or increase the assets them where their family have.
How you have that when you have to get things right away and from it don't work out the first time, you just throw it down and go cry in the corner.
You see me I say? Them don't know about the sacrifice. So that now go build the assets. So the assets them decrease, the mentality decrease because then the sacrifice again, them don't know how to even build nothing from the ground up. So them are suffer mentally, them the lack of assets gone, everything will get drained down. Who is going to come and add on this? So when I go UTech, because to the first college I go, right? Go University of Technology. I'm in a class with I think a Chin or a Chang. I don't remember which one of them, but we know Jamaica State, the invasion of the Chinese too. When me in a class with one of them, and when the man tell me, the man say, it's not a youth really into schoolwork. In far from him being into schoolwork, but him come to school regardless because them send him a class. Them family is very wealthy in the country. The man say, the only reason why him come to school, is because him uncle want him to run the business. And him uncle say him not going to give him the business until him come to college. So you see, if you see the mindset there alone, just the mindset there alone, I tell you, say, them want him to develop, even regardless of the fact say him development must come through college still, But it does show you, say, the mindset of that family is to ensure that them advance and there's a wealth that is kept and maintained within the family structure. Basically, the level where we are going, the individual level where we are going as parents, the average modern parent, and we just give you with them things and it not require nothing in return in regards to for them advancement. It's going to make them dwindle down now. We're going to just fade away.
All right, listen to this, right? Another key issue is that, and not all, so I want to hear this generalization. A lot of people out there are just mindless consumers, fire. And because we're in this generation where, I don't want to stretch out the reasoning, but because we're in a generation where attention is the new currency, right? Attention is more important than money in these modern times, fire. A man want attention, I'm telling you. A man he'd be more want to be a celebrity than have a house and a stable set up in a nice little thing. All right. You see, parents don't know the crazy things they teaching their children. You see that consumption thing? It's a terrible lesson to give to your offspring. It's an extremely terrible lesson that they're going to suffer from for the rest of their life. Because all they know is insecurity and try to impress people with exterior things. It's like a poison and a cancer that gets stronger and stronger as they get older. And their finances get weaker and weaker. Because all they know is consumption. All they know is try to fit in. Because they don't have no self-worth. They don't have no self-love and they're trying to purchase it. And yes, society plays a role in it, but parents play an extremely role in it because they're replicating your behavior. Hey, you think your children don't see where it's an imbalance where you have certain things, but you live in a certain area, or certain things on your house is off, but you have certain things. You don't have to say anything, but they see it. So what you're teaching them is that The clothing and electronics is more important than stability. You move every week, every month you're moving. Yeah, some people move every 3 months, yeah. Dipping and dodging the lower they're moving, you know? But they fresh and clean. And the child see that. Kid don't have no food in their house, but they clean. So what you teach, you don't have to say anything. You're teaching the child that presentation is more important than anything. You have to work towards nothing, fire. What they're working towards. So a lot of times we blame society, but I've seen with my own eyes. It's not the neighborhood, it's the household. You got a household in the worst garrison ever, and they pump out some great children because the household's stable, fire. Not saying it's the best environment for them to be in. So I'm not saying you should be living in those type of environments, but many times the household trumps the environment. And we need to build up our households. I don't hear nothing about no Black Lives Matter. I don't want to hear no quotes on no social media, fire. I don't want to hear all this other stuff. We need to put in some work and, as you said, sacrifice. That's what we need right now if we want to change. And if we don't do these things, good luck and keep complaining, because you're not going to get no change. Because consumption is a big part of liberation of people, yo. Your spending practices, and we do not want to have that conversation. I have some people out there burning a fire with Gucci belt and Gucci bag. So where your mind at, fire? Why are you yearning so much for it? Because it's really validation in a sense. The system has provided a validation and you want that validation. That's why you have it. There are numerous people out there that make belts that's much cheaper, that look like you, that you can support. But you don't want that. So the system say you reach a level if you have that. But then at the same time,
lie to themselves.
All right, so we go. But if I don't want to stretch out the reasoning still, too much, you know. But yeah, if you have something else, you want to touch on it?
No, man, the thing is a universal thing in the fire, and I really want people to get this point in the fire. So at the fullness of the day, we can talk, but I don't feel like there's any other things we could have included in this reasoning where would have been more superior to the points that we don't mention already, because it's a thing where we can tell the fire. All of these could be so we see out in a society, because that's something I call it right now, you know. The beast them we see out in a society where create the havoc, check the root. And you will see what cause all of these things will take place for you.
Fire, you know, Tony Rebel, we respected Tony Rebel same way. We interviewed him recently, right? We're working on a documentary, and he said something very profound. I gotta put it up. The man said, majority of the time we're focusing on the flower and we neglect to nurture the root. But the root's still there at the end of the day. You know, and the root of our issue is we have to acknowledge that the method of parenting that we're doing at this moment is not beneficial to us long term. It is not beneficial to the kids.
Especially poor people. We call it out, especially poor people. We know it's a poor state, it's a state of mind and thing. We are talking about our economic reason now. So that especially the people them with at the bottom of the ladder fire, them are do them type of something here because them look at entitlement thing here. Them are do it because them want match out to the standard of two people with them say what them call wealthy up this way. Oh, but we are gonna try to live like them too, but you have to can maintain them type of thing because them they were at the top of the ladder can maintain it. Can you?
And the last thing I want to say is that we have created a disenfranchised, entitled generation. Think about that. Yeah, people who are disenfranchised within our society, but yet still have a means of entitlement. A recipe for destruction. Fire, we give thanks for everyone who's been listening from those times, Bald Head and the Dread.
Well, let me hear you say mountain, mountain.